After over a century at Goodison Park, Everton decided it was time for an upgrade, and they didn't hold back. This $1.2 billion waterfront stadium is bigger, bolder, and ready to make waves. Let's be honest though, Goodison Park is a legend, but it's also, well, a little past its prime. Tight concourses, aging infrastructure, and a capacity that can't keep up with the Premier League's heavyweights. So, Everton's response? Go big. $1.2 billion big. The new Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium promises more than just extra seats. It's a 52,000-seat fortress, blending sleek modern design with Liverpool's gritty industrial past. From a massive south stand built to shake opponents to smart tech enhancing every matchday, this place means business. But here's the real question. Is this the stadium that finally puts Everton back on top? Let's dive in. Nestled in the heart of Liverpool, Goodison Park has been Everton's home since 1892. But calling it just a stadium would be like calling the Beatles just a band, wildly underselling their significance. It's a fortress soaked in history where every seat's got a story and every corner echoes with the roar of fans who've witnessed the highest highs and the lowest of lows. From thrilling title victories to nail-biting battles, Goodison has been the beating heart of Everton Football Club for over 100 years. Yet as much as nostalgia tugs at our heartstrings, there's no escaping the truth. Goodison Park is past its prime. With a capacity just shy of 40,000, it's no match for the Premier League's mega stadiums. At one point it could hold around 78,000 fans, but modern safety regulations slashed that number in half, and while its vintage charm might warm the hearts of die-hard Evertonians, the creaking infrastructure isn't quite as endearing. The club spends millions a year on repairs just to keep the old ground in working order, a financial headache that's not going away anytime soon. For a club with ambitions to compete at the highest level, staying at Goodison is like trying to win a Formula One race in a vintage car. It's romantic, but not exactly practical. Everton has long needed a venue that matches their vision for the future, one that doesn't just meet modern standards, but sets a new benchmark. Enter Bramley-Moore Dock. After decades of false starts, abandoned plans, and enough red tape to wrap around the Mersey, Everton's finally getting the upgrade that they've been chasing since the 90s. This new stadium isn't about bigger crowds, it's a statement, a bold steel and glass declaration that Everton isn't content to live in the past. They're moving forward, and they're doing it in style. Enter the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium, a project that's not just home for football, but a bold statement about Everton's future. Located on the River Mersey, right at the heart of Liverpool's historic docklands, this architectural beast will hold 52,000 fans. That's over 10,000 more than Goodison Park could squeeze in. Clearly, Everton is done playing it small. But this isn't just a numbers game. It's about delivering an experience that hits harder than a last-minute winner. Everton's vision? To craft a stadium that fuses cutting-edge design with the city's industrial backbone. Picture sleek modern architecture draped in the grit and soul of Liverpool's maritime past. It's a tricky balancing act, mixing the future with the city's rough-and-ready roots, but so far Everton looks like they're pulling it off with style. And if the design wasn't ambitious enough, the location itself cranks things up a notch. The Bramley-Moore Dock isn't just any old plot of land, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Translation? Every brick laid had to jump through hoops to protect the area's historical significance. Everton didn't just slap together a shiny new stadium. They've been working closely with conservationists to make sure the project not only preserves the dock's rich heritage, but enhances it. Because why just build a stadium when you can give us a history lesson while you're at it? But here's where things get even more interesting. This stadium is more than just a fancy venue for match days. It's part of a broader mission to breathe new life into Liverpool's waterfront, an area that's spent decades stuck in the past. Everton isn't just planting their flag here, they're helping lead the charge to revitalize the entire area. Think jobs, tourism, and a fresh spark for a part of the city that's been gathering dust. At its core, this project is about more than football. It's about Everton digging its roots even deeper into the city they call home. With the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium, they're not just building a place to play, they're building a future. And by the looks of it, they're doing it with all the swagger you'd expect. Inside the stadium, the focus is clear, creating an electric, immersive atmosphere. Everton's designers understand one thing. Fans aren't just spectators, they're the pulse of the game. And at Bramley-Moore Dock, that pulse will be louder, closer, and more intense than ever. They've gone all out to make sure every chant, cheer, and groan reverberates through the stands, because what's football without a little chaos? To crank up the intensity, the stands are designed to be as close to the pitch as physics will allow. Forget binoculars, fans will practically feel every tackle. But the real showstopper, the South Stand. This beast of a section will pack in 13,000 roaring Evertonians, all on a single tier. It's not just a stand, it's a fortress of sound. Visiting teams, good luck handling that wall of noise. It's engineered to rattle nerves and push Everton's players to new heights. If sound waves could score goals, Everton might just go undefeated. But it's not all about noise. Everton's giving fans the royal treatment too. Wider concourses mean no more elbowing your way to the snack stand, and improved accessibility ensures every fan feels welcome. And the food? Oh, they're promising premium options, which hopefully means moving beyond the standard mystery meat pies. And because this is the future, Everton's bringing tech to the party. Imagine ordering your halftime pint without missing a second of the action. No more sprinting to the bar like your life depends on it. And for the stat junkies, real-time updates will be at your fingertips. Want to know how many kilometers your favorite players run? There's an app for that. It's not just about watching football, it's about living and breathing every moment. This isn't just a stadium, it's a statement. Everton's not here to blend in. They're here to redefine the fan experience. With a stadium built to amplify both the noise and the nostalgia, they're sending a clear message. The future is loud, it's bold, and it's unapologetically blue. Even the pitch itself's getting a futuristic makeover because, of course, nothing says modern football powerhouse like cutting-edge grass. At Bramley-Moore Dock, Everton isn't just settling for any ordinary turf. Instead, they're using hybrid grass technology, a clever mix of natural grass and synthetic fibers. The result? A pitch that's as tough as it is pristine, built to withstand the chaos of the Premier League while still looking like it's been freshly manicured for royalty. Rain or shine, mid-season slump or title chase, this surface is match-ready all year round. No muddy patches, no excuses. But here's the real kicker. It's not just about what's underfoot. Everton is obsessed with the details, and that obsession extends to how the game is seen. Every inch of the stadium is being engineered to deliver optimal sightlines. Whether you're lucky enough to be in the front row or perched high up in the nosebleeds, you're not going to miss a thing. Every pass, every crunching tackle, every last-minute screamer is going to be in perfect crystal clear view. No awkwardly placed beams to ruin the moment. Just an uninterrupted panorama of footballing drama. And it doesn't stop there. Lighting conditions are also getting a serious glow-up. Everton's new stadium will feature advanced lighting systems designed to ensure that every moment on the pitch is showcased with razor-sharp clarity. No dim quarters, no shadows swallowing up the action, just a bright, flawless display that makes even the scrappiest goal look like a work of art. It's a simple message, really. Everton isn't just building a stadium, they're crafting a footballing masterpiece. Every blade of grass, every beam of light, every seat designed to make fans feel closer to the action than ever before. It's bold, it's ambitious, and it's a clear sign that Everton isn't here to blend into the background. With a pitch this perfect, there are no hiding places, so the team better be bringing their A-game, because when the lights come on at Bramley-Moore Dock, the whole world will be watching. Building a stadium on a dock, not exactly a walk in the park. Before a single brick could get laid, the site needed extensive preparation. Starting with a small task of filling in the dock basin, and by small, think of a massive water-filled void that had to be carefully drained and reinforced to support the weight of a 52,000-plus seat stadium. Simple, right? This was no ordinary construction site. It was a logistical nightmare wrapped in an engineering challenge. But for Everton, it's all part of the plan to make a statement. And honestly, the payoff is spectacular. The stadium's prime location along the River Mersey delivers some of the most breathtaking views in the city. The architects didn't just slap a stadium onto the waterfront. They embraced the scenery and built it into the experience. Imagine thousands of fans roaring inside while the sun sets over the river, because why settle for just a football match when you can have a postcard-worthy view to go with it? It's not just a stadium, it's a front row seat to one of Liverpool's most iconic landscapes. But there's more to this design than just pretty views. Everton's new home is a direct nod to the city's maritime heritage, a deliberate blend of sleek modernity and industrial grit. The stadium stands as a tribute to Liverpool's docklands, once the heartbeat of the city's global trade empire. It's the kind of place where the echoes of the past meet the ambitions of the future. And Everton? They're making sure that the future is loud, proud, and impossible to ignore. Of course, pulling off a project of this scale on a UNESCO World Heritage Site wasn't as simple as sketching a few ideas and then breaking ground. Every decision had to meet strict preservation guidelines while still delivering a cutting-edge sports venue. It's a balancing act between honoring history and pushing forward. But if there's one thing Everton knows how to do, it's fight for what matters. And with the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium, they're not just building a venue, they're planting a flag, loudly declaring that Everton's future is as mighty as the city itself. And it's not just Everton cashing in on this monumental project. The whole city of Liverpool's getting a serious upgrade. The economic impact? Well, it's no chump change. Estimates suggest that the stadium could pump hundreds of millions of quid into the local economy every year. That's right, it's not just about football, it's about a financial windfall that could transform the city's future. We're talking thousands of new jobs, both during construction and long after the final brick gets laid. From hospitality gigs to infrastructure work, this stadium is a job creation machine. And with more fans pouring into the city, local businesses, from pubs to hotels, are set to cash in big time. Matchday won't just mean goals and glory, it'll mean booming tills and fully booked rooms. Not bad for a football club looking to rewrite its destiny. But let's be honest, this is Liverpool, where football's not just a game, it's practically religion. So when Everton drops a £750 million stadium on the waterfront, it's not just a flashy new venue, it's a game changer. And if you think the impact stops at the stadium gates, think again. This project is part of a larger push to revitalize the once-neglected docklands, breathing new life into an area that's been gathering dust for decades. It's a bold statement that Everton just isn't here to play. They're here to invest, build, and reshape the city's future. And with a stadium like this set to become a major attraction, expect a surge in tourism, higher spending, and a ripple effect that boosts the entire region. So, while the winners will be battling out on the pitch, the real winners, Liverpool's economy, and anyone smart enough to open a bar near Bramley-Moore Dock. For all the excitement surrounding Everton's shiny new stadium, leaving Goodison Park isn't exactly a casual goodbye. For many Evertonians, Goodison isn't just a stadium, it's practically a second home. It's where generations have celebrated wild victories, mourned crushing defeats, and probably consumed an unhealthy amount of pies. The idea of leaving behind those creaking stands and the echo of unforgettable memories, that's not something we're brushing off easily. And Everton knows that. They're not just packing up and ghosting their old stomping grounds. Instead, the club has announced a plan that's part tribute, part transformation. Goodison Park will be reborn as a community hub, because if you can't play football there anymore, you might as well make it the heart of your neighborhood. The redevelopment plans include housing, healthcare facilities, and sports spaces, turning a place steeped in football history into a vital resource for the local economy. It's a move that says, we're moving on, but we're not forgetting. And let's be honest, this isn't just a PR move to keep fans from riding. Goodison is an institution, and Everton knows the backlash would be fierce if they simply bulldozed it and called it a day. By preserving the site's legacy, they're offering fans a sense of continuity. Sure, the team's heading to a gleaming waterfront stadium, but Goodison's spirit will live on, just with fewer offside debates and more community services. The emotional weight of leaving Goodison can't be overstated. It's been Everton's home since 1892, long before anyone ever dreamed of stadium Wi-Fi or matchday snacks. It's where Dixie Dean made history, where countless legends were born, and where fans built a lifetime of memories. And while the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium promises a bold new future, Everton isn't leaving their past behind. They're turning Goodison Park into a lasting legacy, a place that'll continue to serve the community long after the final whistle gets blown. But make no mistake, Bramley-Moore Dock isn't just some sentimental trip down memory lane. It's a bold, no-nonsense declaration of ambition. For years, Everton has been scraping to break into the Premier League's elite, going toe-to-toe with clubs flaunting bigger budgets and flashier stadiums. Now, they're done playing catch-up. The new venue is a loud steel and concrete message to the footballing world. Everton isn't just hanging around, they're here to dominate. And let's be honest, it's about time. Goodison Park, with all its charm, has been struggling to keep up with the modern game. The limited capacity and aging infrastructure made it clear. If Everton wanted a stadium to compete with the big boys, they're going to need a stadium to match their ambition. Enter Bramley-Moore Dock, a $1.2 billion football fortress with room for 52,000 plus fans and enough cutting-edge tech to make the other stadiums blush. It's not just a place to play football, it's a statement. But ambition comes with a hefty price tag and a mountain of pressure. When you're pouring this much cash into a stadium, fans expect more than just a shiny new home. They want results. With a grand opening set for this year, Everton's clock is ticking. The fans, they're not patiently sitting around. They're expecting their team to rise to the occasion on the pitch and off it. This isn't just about building a stadium, it's about building a future. And for Everton, the future doesn't involve settling for mid-table mediocrity. They're aiming higher, much higher. The only question is, can they deliver? As the finishing touches are placed on Bramley-Moore Dock, one thing is crystal clear. This is more than just a stadium. It's a bold chapter in Everton's history, a statement to the footballing world that the Toffees aren't just here to participate, they're here to compete. For a club steeped in tradition, this £750 million project isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about ambition, resilience, and a not-so-subtle reminder that Everton plans to be major players in the modern game. Goodison Park, it will always be sacred ground for Evertonians, a fortress where memories were made, hearts were broken, and legends were born. But let's be honest, it's no secret that Goodison charm comes with a side of outdated infrastructure. Bramley-Moore Dock, on the other hand, is the future, bigger, bolder, and built to take the fan experience to a whole new level. And with a waterfront view, well, that's just showing off. But this isn't just about a shiny new stadium. It's a symbol of something much bigger, a place where Everton can dream again, a home designed to match the club's ambitions and inspire future generations. From the thunderous roar of the South Stand to cutting-edge facilities that wouldn't look out of place in a sci-fi movie, Everton's not just playing catch-up, they're aiming to set the pace. Of course, with ambition comes great pressure. A stadium this awesome demands performances to match. Will Bramley-Moore Dock be the launch pad that finally puts Everton on top, or will it just be an expensive reminder that shiny new toys don't guarantee silverware? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Everton is done being a footnote in other club success stories. So what do you think? Is this the new stadium that'll put Everton on top, or just a fancy place for mid-table finishes? Let us know in the comments. We're committed to releasing 2 videos a week, bringing you all the updates as they unfold. So like, share, and subscribe for more visionary builds, and stay tuned for our next big story.